All right, bro, let's talk about something that's truly wild and mind bending. What happens when you die? It's the one question that has haunted humanity forever. But what about the people who have literally experienced death and come back to tell the story? This isn't some movie plot. It's a real phenomenon known as a near-death experience, or NDE. An NDE occurs when a person is clinically dead. Their heart has stopped beating, they aren't breathing, and there's no brain activity. But they are successfully resuscitated. The crazy thing is, what they report seeing and feeling is often incredibly similar and deeply profound. The most common reports include a feeling of immense peace and joy, an out-of-body experience where they see their own body from above, a journey through a long glowing tunnel of light, and an encounter with a powerful, loving presence or deceased relatives. The stories are so consistent across different cultures, religions, and backgrounds that they have become a subject of serious scientific study. And let me tell you, the scientific world is completely baffled. So, what's the scientific explanation for all of this? One of the most popular theories is that NDEs are simply a hallucination triggered by a dying brain. As the brain loses oxygen, it releases a flood of chemicals that can create vivid, dreamlike experiences. This theory, however, has some major flaws that make it hard for many to accept. For one, during clinical death, the brain is considered silent with no measurable electrical activity on an EEG. So how can it produce such complex, vivid, and coherent experiences when all brain function has supposedly ceased? If it were just a random hallucination, you'd expect the experiences to be completely different from person to person. And yet, the core elements are eerily consistent. A more recent theory involves DMT, a powerful hallucinogenic compound naturally produced in the brain. Some scientists hypothesize that a massive release of DMT just before death could be responsible for the tunnel vision and the surreal visions. But again, this is just a theory. There's no hard evidence to prove that a massive DMT dump actually happens at the point of death. And it still doesn't explain the consistency of the experiences. The one thing that continues to completely baffle scientists is the out-of-body experience. Think about this. How can a person who was clinically dead with a silent brain accurately describe things that were happening in the operating room or the ambulance that they couldn't have possibly seen? There have been numerous documented cases where patients correctly describe the conversations and actions of doctors and nurses, information they could not have known if their consciousness was simply a product of their physical brain activity. For example, a heart attack patient, Maria, accurately described a shoe left on the third-floor window ledge of the hospital, something she couldn't have seen from her hospital bed. These stories are a huge problem for the hallucination theory. They suggest that consciousness might exist independently of the brain, at least for a brief period. The stories from those who have returned are so powerful that they often change the person's life forever. Many report losing their fear of death, becoming more compassionate, and feeling a stronger connection to the universe. Whether NDEs are a window into the afterlife or just a final neurological puzzle, they remind us that the human mind and consciousness are far more complex and mysterious than we can comprehend. They challenge the very foundation of what we think we know about life and death. The mystery remains, a fascinating intersection of science, spirituality, and the human experience that continues to challenge our understanding of what it means to be alive and what might come after.